But where does he stand now in terms of the roster of politicians in the UK?
Well, he's certainly in a fairly strong position as kind of the leading challenger to Boris Johnson if a vacancy arises. But as you mentioned, it has been a very volatile time in British politics. That we've over the last 2 years with COVID, the fortunes of the Conservative Party and the Labour Party have been up and down to almost unprecedented extent, with massive leads coming and going quite quickly. So obviously, the big story over the Christmas and the New Year was Conservative sleaze and Partygate, and that was really hammering the Conservatives in the polls. And Rishi Sunak was certainly looking a lot stronger than Boris Johnson at that time. The question that I think is in all the Conservative MPs' minds at the moment is whether this is a temporary phenomenon, whether the voters will forget, or memories of Partygate will fade away and things will recover for them, or whether this is a sort of once in a generation sea change, that this is being seared into the consciousness of voters and they're not going to forget the scandals and they're not going to forgive them. So that question is the big question in play. If it comes out that it's the second of those, and that, as it were, brand Boris is terminally wounded, then the Conservatives may well think about having a new leader. Rishi Sunak was and probably still is, in prime position for that. But he's still got some difficulties. He's relatively new on the scene. He's not been tested through huge adversity yet. His role in the COVID crisis was really to spend money, which is fairly popular to start with. But the build-up, as your previous guest was talking about, that the economic fundamentals, inflation, and the budget deficit are there, and they need to be tackled. And tackling those may not be as popular. And so it remains to be seen if Rishi Sunak can solve the economic problems and remain popular, which is
yes, it's a lot easier to give out money than to pay for it once it's all handed out and you're facing a big deficit.